Hey guys, Arclight Tank here, bringing you a brand new commentary. And this guy right here in Korean is BoxeR. Slayer's BoxeR finally back for the All-Star tournament. He's going to be our red Terran in the bottom left. And up in the top right, we've got Zenio, I guess that's how you say his name, which he is playing against BoxeR. And I guess he's one of the fellow All-Stars. I'm sorry, I do not know too much about him, but BoxeR is pretty much infamous. I haven't commentated any of his games, but I've seen some of Diggity stuff that he's done for BoxeR, and he actually had some nuke cheese in StarCraft 1, which, if you're not familiar with StarCraft 1, nukes were pretty much useless back then, and he used them to pretty much dominate a match against another pro player. And he's always done some creative cheese, and this match got a 9.0 on Go2Gamer, so we should be seeing some good play. And also another thing to mention is I am playing in the highest graphics right now. I'm on FlexSurf's computer. He was the one that ran the websites, which unfortunately they're down now because I've only got 400 subscribers, so it's really not worth it to run a website. So looks like players doing fairly standard builds. The only thing that's kind of off is BoxeR is not going for a wall right away. He's got his supply depot right here next to his command center, and it looks like Zenio is scouting to the left here rather than down towards the bottom left where BoxeR is, and it looks like he's also got an overlord heading out to his expansion where he's getting ready to take what appears to be a 16 pool. So let's head over to the production tab, and we do have a barracks coming from BoxeR. So it looks like he's going to begin his wall with this barracks, and an SCV scout finally heading out, and it looks like he's building another barracks right here. So I haven't seen this done before. It could serve a purpose. Maybe he's going to try and wall this off, or maybe he's got some other intent with this, and it looks like he's going to rally it pretty far away. I'm not sure where he actually sent that rally point, but very odd. Looks like he's sending it right to this base. I guess that's where he's assuming Zenio is. And Zenio, in the meantime, now taking his first hatchery. And it looks like these scouts are going to meet Zenio, trying to see BoxeR's base. BoxeR is going to pass him on the way out. And it looks like he's going to get a good sight of this barracks down here in this peculiar position. And it looks like he's going to begin the little attack thing that they do. And it looks like the first Marine is out for BoxeR now. And BoxeR also going for that orbital command. And let's check the base here. Zenio about halfway to a spawning pool, and 2 more Marines on the way for BoxeR. It looks like he's going to push Zenio out. So Zenio made kind of a bad decision there, because rather than pushing up into the base and seeing what he could see inside of BoxeR's base, he just kind of attacked the barracks. So he could have got a lot more information if he just went straight in. So BoxeR now chasing him back to his base with the 2 Marines, and he has, I believe, looks like the scout has not been there yet, so he hasn't seen the 16 pool, but it is fairly predictable given modern Zerg, and he's going to send those 2 SCVs in, and he's going to see that 16 pool, and he's going to know that Zenio doesn't have much to defend with. Zenio now with just a couple drones up front, and it looks like his spawning pool just finished, so we've got the Zerglings just coming out now. It looks like he's going to have enough to repel this attack, but that's about it, and his saturation is very weak, especially after having pulled those drones off, and he did move them down here, so that kind of made up for some of the lost time, but it is lacking. Compared to BoxeR, though, it's pretty good, because BoxeR does have the mule, but he does not have an expansion yet, so it's kind of expected from Zerg, but he will have that economic lead that we see so often in the early game. And he's finally getting a queen and a spine crawler, and it looks like we're going to see BoxeR moving in now with SCVs and Marines, which he does have a large Marine force for this amount of, or this point in the game, and he's staying back up against the wall to prevent this surround. But it looks like with those Zerglings rather are going to get a good surround, and taking out a bunch of those Marines, and it looks like he was going to try and get some micro damage and try and pick one off, but he failed, and it looks like one heading in on his rally point, and BoxeR pulling him back, getting one Zergling kill, and the Zerglings are slightly faster than the Marine, and they're going to be able to whittle away at him, chasing his 6 o'clock, and it looks like he is also going for a quick expansion as far as Terran is concerned, and he's got some more guys coming out of the bases, and also 2 more refineries coming up. So those 2 refineries are going to be great for him. As long as he can hold Zenio back, he can catch up to the economic game and maybe even go for some siege tanks or Thors or any other overpowered Terran unit. So it looks like Zenio now has a spine crawler in his base, which should be more than enough combined with the Zerglings to hold back the Marine force at the moment. And it looks like he's not going for any distinctive tech, just 1 extractor down now. We don't see any Roach Warren. All we see is a spawning pool, which is really weird for Zerg. Normally you see them trying to go for something right now, but it looks like he's just going to play economy, because he did see that BoxeR is going for this expansion, which 2 more barracks down for BoxeR now. And what this expansion will tell him is that he's got some time where he shouldn't be expecting that much of a heavy attack from BoxeR. And he is going to see this. He's going to scout these barracks. So I like the way this worked out with the barracks here, and he did eventually build 2 more and wall this off successfully, going for a mass build, because with 4 barracks you can do a lot with Terran. Once you attach the reactors to those, that can equal 8. But it looks like he's going to have 2 tech labs at the moment and no reactors in sight, just 2 more Marines producing out of those. He knows he doesn't have that much of a great economy to support it, but he does have Stimpak and Marauders on the way. So Marauders will do great against these low-tier Zerg units, especially if Roaches are fielded. That's one of the great ways to beat Roaches, but it looks like he's going for Banelings, which Banelings are great Terran infantry counter. So BoxeR has got to kind of find a way to get around this. With his micro, I wouldn't doubt his ability, though. I think he can pull it off. And 2 more supply depots going down now. It's kind of tough to keep up with this, but he's doing a great job keeping his supply just ahead of his units producing. And it looks like he's going to finish that just in time to get those units on the way. So let's take a look in Zenio's base. Zenio now with 2 more gas extractors, or 2 down there, and 2 more coming in up here. So it looks like he's getting ready to tech up, probably going to take Lair soon. But at the moment, it looks like all he's trying to do is support Banelings so that he can prevent an attack from BoxeR, which he did see these extra barracks from BoxeR, and that tells him a lot about what BoxeR's trying to do. It tells him he needs to be ready for mass infantry, possibly even drops. But with that number of barracks, you're not going to see a drop. You're going to see just mass infantry. And BoxeR going for a bunker here now, so he's kind of pulled back to put his reactors behind the line of fire a little bit, use his units for it, and plug this hole. And now he's going to have a bunker here, which just 4 speedlings heading out now for Zenio. Zenio is going to see that bunker. He's going to see that there's Marauders on the field, but he's not going to do anything about it. He doesn't have enough units. So we should see these guys transforming into Banelings pretty soon, which it looks like he does have about 5 or 6 of them up on the ramp already, and an Evo chamber coming in. Looks like he's not researching anything, which that would be very bad going against BoxeR's army, which BoxeR does have already a Stimpak and concussion cells. So that'll slow the units down, and then he'll be able to hit them hard. But it looks like these Banelings, I'm not sure that's going to be enough, especially with no speed on them, and I don't believe that there's even Lair, which Lair is coming in now. It's about 3/4 done, but it looks like BoxeR is going to head in right behind this army going in, and it looks like he's going to have a lot of speedlings coming behind him, picking off Marauders, and those Banelings going in, and the Banelings just taking out a ton of Marines there, but it's not enough because he did split his army up, only 1 Baneling remaining, and that is going to be enough to hold BoxeR back. But BoxeR is going to get a lot of kills off this, and he did a lot better than if he would have just taken those Banelings straight to the face. So BoxeR now with more stuff going on in his base, and I should probably tell you what that is. He's got these 2 reactors here producing Marines, so that's going to kick his production up quite a bit, and he does have more mules coming in and an engineering bay, also a factory, so he could be going for drop tech, or maybe he's even switching builds, which I do doubt that. So now we have a Lair for Zenio, and Zenio, let's see what he's doing. He's going for Spire. So Spire works great against Terran units. As far as he can keep him pinned in his base, he can keep him from moving out, and especially when he has a high Marauder dependency. So let's take a look at spending. Army for BoxeR is much higher as well as technology, but the economy for Zenio is higher as expected with his extra 2 bases now, which I forgot to tell you guys about this. He does have this in the bottom right. He has put down a hatchery, and it looks like he's just kind of keeping the other 2 scouted off, and he does have the centrifugal hooks coming in for Banelings now, so those Banelings will be able to move a lot faster. Combined with that Spire, they'll be able to be... Mutalists will be able to come in and pin those Terran units in, and then right below them can come in the Banelings really fast, especially with those hooks, and he'll be able to do a lot of damage to this Terran force, which BoxeR is going for weapons instead of armor, so that'll not do a great job of countering the Banelings, and he does have a lot of Marauders, which just kind of concerns me, because we do see 8 Mutalists coming in now from these bases, from Zenio. So Zenio, it's shaping up to be a good game for him. He's bringing in another hatchery inside of his base to help kick production up, which he does have a pretty good amount of money. He's bringing in great income. Let's take a look at that. And it looks like he does have higher income than BoxeR in minerals by just a little bit, and his gas is actually about the same. So that's very impressive as far as BoxeR goes, and BoxeR does have about 13 less harvesters. So he's doing very good for his amount of harvesters and his economy. It looks like he's going to float this factory out here, trying to get a look, see if there's any base down here. And he does have 2 medevacs with this force now. So medevacs will help this out tremendously, especially with the Stimpak. They'll be able to repair some of that damage. And it looks like there's not enough Banelings to stop this. He's making more right now, which it looks like he's going to be Banelings coming in from the back. And it looks like there's going to be Marines, but not enough for the amount of Banelings he's got. He needed to do a lot more damage with that. And it looks like BoxeR now is going to be able to pick up the Zerglings, and he's going to pick off an Overlord. And it looks like BoxeR is going to fall back at least a little bit to the reinforcements. And 2 more Banelings coming in. Banelings not exploding yet, but it looks like they're going to take out just enough Marines to stop BoxeR defense. And BoxeR really, I'm not sure if he can continue with this build unless he starts doing drops and tries to outmaneuver the Banelings now that they have those hooks, especially combined with the Needleless, which will be able to counter the drops. He's got a lot of work to do here. And let's take a look at spending rather. And looks like the army is catching up for ZvT. ZvT is going to be about even right now, but BoxeR is still ahead as far as tech. So as that tech catches up, let's take a look at the production tab. As it catches up, as far as weapons upgrades and stuff, produce a better effect for him, especially with these weapons upgrades, which are just completed now. So that'll increase his damage by a little bit, and he'll be able to pretty much fight off the Zerglings and the Mutalisks. And he does need more Marines, though. This Marauder dependency is kind of worrying me, and he does have 2 more barracks inside of his base with reactors, so the equivalent of 8 Marine producing barracks. And he does have a starport also with a reactor now producing medevacs, and he does have an amazing amount of workers, which the problem with that is it will mine out these bases quickly, and he does need to expand, which it looks like he's going to be moving forward right now. And the Mutalisk alone with no ground support, and it looks like there's a great number of Banelings. They're going to be moving faster than the Marines. Marines stimming just to get away. Marines splitting and fighting, and it looks like it's going to be enough to push ZvT back because he just does have the Banelings now, and those Marines can stop those Banelings before they get to him, which it looks like there's a large number of Speedlings coming in now, and BoxeR is not going to be able to stop that. So Zerglings going in now. Zerglings attacking the Marines from the back, and it looks like we're going to see Banelings taking out the flanks, but not going for the main force, and the medevacs are down. So BoxeR does need to get more medevacs to the front line, which looks like he has 2 more producing, 2 more just coming into the front line now. And looking at income now, it looks like the harvesters are creeping ahead for ZvT. So ZvT taking a distinctive macro advantage, especially with all these spine crawlers here to protect his base. He's got a lot more workers coming in. And more Zerglings also, and it looks like the important thing we're going to be seeing in this production tab, though, is going to be the Infestors. He's bringing in Infestors now, which means he does have the capacity to upgrade to Hive, but more importantly, he's going to be able to Fungal Growth, and Fungal Growth in collaboration with Banelings is amazing. He can do damage to them and hold them down and just have the Banelings roll in. So all that micro that BoxeR's been relying on to combat the Banelings is going to be completely null and void as soon as those Infestors get to the front line. And it looks like we're going to be seeing armor upgrade for BoxeR as far as infantry goes. And it looks like ZvT is going to move in on BoxeR now. And BoxeR kind of repelling that with just enough micro to hold them back. And it looks like the Infestor is done, and they should be heading to the front line. But I don't think they have enough energy. No, they do not for Fungal Growth, but they are very close, and they'll have that in just a second now. So BoxeR doing a great job of splitting his Marines up. He's even grouping them when he's not fighting. So he's kind of pushed them back together, which sounds good. And moving back his back wall of units, but so many Banelings, he just streamed right in and took those out, which a few more Marines now. Looks like they're going to be maybe just a little bit, no, not going to be able to save those medevacs. Everything being held down by Fungal Growth. Those Marines are going to be killed by Banelings, and those medevacs are going to be held back for the Mutalisks. And it looks like more Marines streaming in on Waypoint, but those Banelings are just going to steamroll them. And that economic advantage is allowing ZvT to fuel this, and it's even more dramatic now. He's able to fuel this Baneling build while BoxeR is mining out his main, and he's not going to be able to fuel his continual build. He needs to expand right now, or he will lose this game. Which he does have a command center right here, a very peculiar place. It's nowhere near minerals, not even distance mine close. Which it looks like he's going to try and move it in, but ZvT is going to have a scout on that. He's going to have that single Zergling there watching it. And it looks like now the Mutalisks moving in on BoxeR base, and it looks like they're going to see his main is almost completely mined out. Just a single turret there to defend, and medevacs coming in, not going to be able to thwart this. And it looks like he's going to take out the orbital command, which will limit the mule production of BoxeR. And we are coming to the end of the game right here, because there's no way BoxeR can repel this. So BoxeR doing a great job early on of trying to play catch up and trying to get that economy, which I did like the style he played. I did like some of the nuances I saw in this that we don't see out of the normal player. But it looks like ZvT now just absolutely destroying his base, and he's just going to go right for the Marines. And those Marines have absolutely no way of holding up. So BoxeR ended up losing an economic game and micro game as soon as the Fungal Growth was introduced. So thank you guys for watching.